Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. June 25th, 2020, and it's episode number 36 of the Project 2020 show. We have the first necklace giveaway, but is that really going to drive sales in the right positive way? We're also going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about first player, second player pricing, and Topps has just extended the buying window on Griffey and Mays. But first, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos around Project 2020. Well, here we are. It's Thursday. The Jeter and the Mariano were just announced, and I have to say that Jeter is unbelievably tacky. I can't stand the card, but that is what makes this project so amazing. Just like when I see a grotesque card, I cheer and get excited. People who are bin baller fans are going to see this card and think, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but oh my gosh, I find it incredibly tacky. There's too much going on with it. And now with the Jeter card, there are going to be 10 autographs inserted in, and you have the necklace. So if you were looking for a lower print run or potential, maybe Mike Trout was the ceiling, it looks like maybe we're going to go above that, but we're going to find out. We're not going to make any wild assumptions right now. Just my personal opinion is that card is incredibly tacky. But we'll talk about that here in a second. We'll talk about Mariano Rivera. But first, I do have a sort of a news update in a sense. When I look back at my content schedule and what it was going to look like without a Saturday and Sunday show, it really showed to me that our Monday show was going to be like 30 minutes long. And that's just something that I'm not prepared to release on a Monday or expect anyone to watch a 30-minute episode. So what I've decided to do is go back to having a Saturday show, because that's going to cover the Friday releases, the pre-orders, the print runs, all that good stuff. There'll be no show on Sunday, and then Monday we can talk about the Sunday print runs and things like that. I think from a flow perspective, that'll be a lot better. Second thing, and this comes from Eric B, and I told Eric I would ask this question on the show because I don't know myself. How are you organizing your Project 2020 cards? I have my inventory for sale, on the back counter over here. I've also got the ones I'm holding just kind of next to the shelf. I don't really have a box for them yet. I'm struggling with the organization. So if you have a tip for organization, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or send me an email. I'm really curious because Eric asked me and I don't have an answer. So I'm looking for inventory organization suggestions for Project 2020 cards. But now let's get to some actual hard numbers. Let's look at that Griffey and the Mays. And as I alluded to at the beginning, Topps just extended the buying time for about 8 extra hours because of the server issues yesterday. That only makes sense. But then from a projection perspective, a pre-order perspective, I did overshoot both of those numbers. So I was at 275 and 130 for the cards, and then they came in at 254 and 104. So both overshoots here. But look, the print run perspective, the projection, I'm still sticking with those numbers. 13.5 to 15.5 for the Griffey, and then for the Mays, 8 to 10,000. Also touching on the Nolan Ryan and the Sandy Koufax from yesterday. It was really good to see my Sandy Koufax come in within the range, and I just missed on the Nolan Ryan. But I will say, the Sandy Koufax number, to me, makes no sense. We have never had a card on eBay, from a pre-order perspective, who is the second number, like the lowest of the two, sell more. So I don't know, it almost feels that like that number is 1,000 more than it should have been. Like it should have been 3,900, not 4,900. Does Joshua Vides buy this card? I don't really think he would, or buy 1,000. That doesn't really make any sense. It was just really odd to see that Sandy Koufax beat Nolan Ryan when pre-orders were aligning with Nolan Ryan, being ahead of them. And in the video I even said, look, these could come out very similar, but Nolan Ryan could be, but I really think Nolan Ryan is 1,000 above Sandy Koufax. So to me, that number is wrong, but apparently it is right. I don't think Topps would go back and correct it if it was wrong, but good to see overall low print runs for yesterday, both under 5,000. And now on that Jeter itself, let's go ahead and get him out of the way. Let's get bin ballers cards out of the way. The Jeter is what it is. Look, if you're a Diamond fan, if you're a Yankee fan, you're going to like this card. Everything about it. I'm a Mariners fan. Those things on the card called rings, I don't know what they are, but apparently you get them if you win a World Series. But the Jeter now has a double gimmick. It has the autograph, which I've already said this numerous times with the Mike Trout. The autograph is a gimmick. You're not buying this for the autograph. You're buying this because you want the card. Second now is one person is going to win a necklace, but these cards are not going to be worth anything really on the secondary market. If this card prints 30, 40, 50,000, you're going to have cards selling it $15, $16, $17. So there is no, I'm going to buy 100 to try to win a necklace and then flip them for money. You're just going to lose money altogether. So to me, if you want an opportunity for this necklace or this autograph, just buy one card, because remember, the person who bought Mike Trout's Andrew Thiel and got the 1 of 1, they bought one card. So that's all it takes is one card. So if you want a shot at the extreme lottery here, just buy one card and maybe you'll get an autograph Derek Jeter with a necklace. We will find out if that's what happens. So here is Ben Baller. This is his 7th card overall, and by the way, that is not really Ben Baller. He lost a bet on Twitter, so his photo right now is an egg, so I felt I had to put that in here. But look, he's had the Ichiro card number 1, Frank Thomas, Mike Trout, Gooden, Ricky Henderson, and then Cal Ripken. Look, he has produced a ton of cards. Some of that is aided by himself buying a ton of cards, it feels like, but when you look at Jeter overall, this is Jeter's 7th card. He had King Saladin, Matt Taylor, Grotesque, my favorite, Andrew Thiel, Gregory Siff, and then Ermsey. So he's ranged anywhere from 48,000 with the Siff down to a low of 6,500 with the Grotesque. So where is this card going to finish? It's so hard to know right now. I mean, I would think responsible buyers would not be buying this card up, because the more you buy, the harder it is for you to find the autograph and or the necklace. But we will find out. I'll be very curious to see where the pre-orders land tonight at 11 o'clock. So now let's take a look at the market overall, and it's actually the tale of two cities. And what the market did yesterday is what I expected, but it also did something that I did not expect, and I almost think the numbers are wrong, but I don't think they are when I look back at actual listings. So when you look at the market overall, there was a lot of issues on the Topps website yesterday. You couldn't buy a card for like 8-9 hours. I don't think that's really going to drive people to eBay, because if you needed a card, if you needed Griffey or Mays, you already bought it. And if you wanted Ichiro, you're going to wait till today. There was real no rush of buying it going over to eBay, so I didn't expect volume to uptick. But then on the pricing, look, pricing is always going to drop down when there is a new pre-order, and it's going to get crushed today with Jeter and Mariano. That average pricing is going to fall again, so do not be surprised tomorrow when the average pricing drops. Here's where I was shocked at. I was really shocked at some of the first player pricing. So when you look at the first player pricing, some of these numbers, look, Ichiro, $1,500, Sandy Koufax, $475, Jackie Robinson, $400. Now, what I've done here for simplicity reasons is just taken the performance yesterday and compared it to the averages of 616 and 622. Tomorrow morning, I'll combine these again. But Robinson up 15%, Trout up 10. Of course, half the cards, or about 8 cards didn't sell, but a ton of green on there. Even Jeter up to $57. So very interesting overall to see that level of movement on the individual prices go up. But then when you think about this from the perspective of second player pricing, again, a ton of growth in second player pricing. Ricky Henderson, $150. Tony Gwynn, $160. Willie Mays, $180. Now on the George Brett, you're going to see that number. It's going to look odd, and it is, and I don't understand it. There were some really expensive sales yesterday with that George Brett, like astronomically high. I don't know if there's some market manipulation going on or what's going on with that card right now, but there were 5 sales, 2 were really high, and 3 were normal. So I can't remove them. They're there, just like I can't remove a small sale. It just is what it is on the market, for example. When you think of the market overall, I love to see this first and second player card skyrocketing with the market sort of either leveling or dropping down. There's just, again, too much inventory out there for these cards to move the market from an average dollar perspective. Over half the cards are basically selling for like $20, $25, and that's like nearly the entire print run of the brand. So look, the market is what it is. I would look at the individual pricing. That's really going to tell the health of the economy, in a sense. Is if those cards are moving up, the economy is moving up altogether. And then when you think back to what could happen in August or September with the potential MLB getting behind this, because that's the one company that's in this that has not gotten behind this. You know, Topps is behind it, you know, the artists are behind it, but MLB has not promoted this product. So if MLB does, hang on, it's gonna get bumpy, but in a good way. So now let's cover Mariano Rivera. Let's take a look at that card. When I first saw it, I saw the red and blue. I was thinking, oh, cool, Texas flag. I mean, I'm from Texas, so when I saw that card, it was an interesting sort of, what popped in my head was Texas, but obviously it's not. It's a Yankee card. And look, why can Topps put two Yankees together, but they can't put two Mariners together? I'm a little bitter on this, but it's okay. It is what it is. Mr. Cartoon, or otherwise known as Cartoon, look, he is a very, very famous tattoo artist. A-list celebrities go to him. I mean, he is the guy that you want to get inked by if you are anybody, I guess, in this world from a celebrity perspective. I would also check out his Netflix documentary about his career. Obviously, he has Nike shoes. He's done it all in a sense. But now when you look at Mr. Cartoon, this is Mr. Cartoon's 7th card. Of course, the Clemente, the Brett, the Gooden, Jackie, Mattingly, and the recent McGuire. Print run wise, look, he's anywhere from 1,800 to a high of 27,000. His McGuire, you know, recently at card 111 was at 9,100, which to me was very low, but the fans did not respond to that McGuire. But let's look at Mariano altogether. So this is Mariano Rivera's 7th card. Of course, we just had him with Blake Jameson, but we had Sophia Chang, then we had Joshua Vides, Old Man Allen, Keith Shore, and then JK5. Print run wise, look, obviously all over the map here, a high of 35,000 with JK5, and then a low of 1,100 on card 56, which is in the bottom 10 for the print run. So where do we see this card landing? There was not a Yankee bump recently with Mattingly. We will see if these cards get bought together or if everybody just buys the Jeter and ignores the Rivera. And we'll find out tomorrow morning with the pre-orders. Now looking at pre-orders today for the cards from yesterday, so Ricky Henderson and Ichiro. And if you really think about it, there are actually 4 Yankees up for purchase right now. I know Henderson's in an Athletics jersey and Mariners, or Ichiro's in a Mariners jersey, but they've all played for the Yankees. So this is like quad Yankees up right now. So maybe a Yankee faithful fan will be buying all of these cards just because. Look, the pre-orders are very straightforward. Ricky Henderson came in at 68, Ichiro came in at 49. I have a prediction here of 180 for Ricky Henderson and Ichiro, which means on a print run prediction or a projection in a sense here, I have 8 to 9 on the Ricky and I have 7 to 8 on the Ichiro. To me, it feels that these cards could gain a lot of steam from the other cards that are out right now. I mean, Griffey's still up for sale, Willie Mays, now you've got Jeter, you've got Mariano. I like these ranges right now. They feel high to me, but I think they feel high for the right reasons because there's a lot of noise around the cards before them and the cards after them. So we'll find out tomorrow morning where the pre-orders land. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also check out the playlist on the screen right now because there is even more commentary around Project 2020.